What's going on, Dragon Ballers? We're here at the Connecticut Most Excellent Regional this weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. I played Mecha Frieza. I ended up top 8ing 2 of the events today here at Connecticut and then yesterday at the Danvers, Massachusetts Regional. So my combined record was 7 wins, 1 loss, and 2 draws, leading to 2 top 8s, which is pretty sweet. The lovely Scott Dashy is holding the camera. I do really appreciate that. So yeah, we're gonna go into the deck profile. The list is very, very different than most lists you've probably seen, considering a lot of people really didn't respect like last week's list that Danny and some other teammates played with a lot of success. Oh, firstly, gotta shout out yourplaymat.com for the custom Crossworld sleeves. They sent these to me. I've been telling you guys about them.
Amazing.
And people have been buying custom stuff from them, and it's awesome. Like, people tell me all the time like how high quality they are. They're really, really close in quality to Dragon Shield, and to me that means a lot because Dragon Shield is best in the industry. So if you guys want that, link in the description. You guys get 10% off your order. But anyways, we will go into the deck profile. Played Mecha, no need to talk about the leader. Honest opinions, I know Scott agrees with this. Leader needs to be banned.
Yeah.
It's just
you already know that, guys.
Too stupid, but we play it while it's alive. So we have the obvious for United Assembles. Funny story, really quick. I did play a Cell Surge. There's no Deborah in my side deck. I was like, I'm gonna dodge hand control. I sided it. My list is slightly different from Mass to Connecticut. I did side Deborah's yesterday, did not today. And I was like, I'm gonna dodge the 1 hand control player. And then somehow I make it a game 3 against Cell Surge with no Deborah's in my side deck. And I win game 3 somehow, not drawing a single U9. But we are playing 50 cards because I do want to max my opportunity to see U9. And obviously more times than not, it worked out to see it. We're playing the 1 Cold Bolas, of course you have to play it. This card, there's a lot of times in a lot of formats this card hasn't been good, like a lot of deflect in the format. But this card's way better now because it hits like so many floodgates, like Blue Baby, Makika Bora, which is a lot of today, Red Topos. It's basically a floodgate stopper for the most part. We're playing 4 copies of Vegeta's Final Flash. I think this is a mandatory 4 of. You need 4 in the mirror, so if you're not maining 4, you got to side the 4th. You absolutely need it in the mirror match, stopping your opponent's absolute annihilations, their Bojacks, other problematic barrier cards or cards with problematic effects in general. All right, so this one, guys, I am insane because at one point I thought this card was a possible 3 of in Mecha Frieza, and after playing this weekend, even at 4, there was a lot of times I didn't see it where I really wanted to. Power of a Super Saiyan, it's a 4 of. It cycles through your deck, so offense, defense, it's fine to just like use it to draw a card, especially if you have multiple of these in your hand. But yeah, this card was so clutch, especially against Vegex. Vegex I thought would be a much tougher matchup, but seeing this card made it a lot easier because it's essentially a Zamasu super combo. No, it does not give you combo power, obviously, but tapping and drawing, just evening out, is so insane. And there's some matchups where you have to like aggressively awaken like by using extra cards, and this card's like a Monaka, if you remember the OG Mecha Frieza, where you just draw a card, give your leader double strike. 2 Final Spirit Cannon. I still don't know why people are not playing this card in the main deck. 2 might seem like a lot, but you don't want to be like in a situation where you don't have access to it, because the best combo in this deck in a lot of scenarios is this plus Bergamo Ferocious Roar, just tapping 3 of your opponent's energy, or maybe some barrier blockers, stuff like that. So this card should definitely be played, I think, at 2. There were some random scenarios where I would side it out, like against aggro decks, they generally tap themselves out. So that's just one thing to know there. And we're playing 4 Senzu Bean. So a lot of Mecha lists don't play Senzu Bean. This weekend, only a handful of people were starting to. But yeah, Danny last weekend took Jordan Beard's list. I do got to shout out Jordan Beard and Marcel and Danny, because Jordan came up with the concept of the deck. But Marcel, Danny tested it a lot. I tested it far less. But yeah, Bean in this deck is absolutely insane. This basically takes the place of Chappelle and like a few other cards. But Chappelle is just not that good anymore because people don't let you Unite Assemble early. And when you can't Unite Assemble early, for maximum value, I should say, they don't tap out and allow you to get max value to U9. So you don't get to play Chappelle, you don't get max value. Bean takes that slot, it lets you go so much harder aggressively, it's insane. And for the yellow battle cards, we're playing 3 Basil off the U9. You want to be able to play this, obviously, one of our biggest beaters, plus Bean. Bean plus a dual attacker is one of the most busted interactions in this format. We are playing 2 copies of Goku Absolute Annihilation in the main. It's really insane against a lot of decks. Like, a lot of times you just cast it for 3, awaken, get your 1 blue-yellow energy back, and then you just start beaning and going off, and your opponent is like really handicapped in what they can do. So this card is absolutely incredible. A lot more matchups where it's key. We'll get to that more in the sideboard, but we are playing 3 Bergamos. You pretty much have to play it. 4 would be nice too, but deck space is a thing, and 3 was fine. I saw it when I needed it. And we're playing 2 Grade 8 Bardock Raiders Warcry. Again, more matchups. This is more important, but we do side Planet, which we'll see the side deck in just a bit. That is it for the yellow cards after the Krillin Super Combo. So we're not playing Zamasu Super Combo, which is a thing that Danny explained a lot in the list from last week. But just to kind of reiterate, like, being able to draw in this deck, for 1, on your combos, and 2, being able to get dead cards out of your hand, because we do play a fair amount of extra cards, so being able to cycle those out is just super key. It feels so good to do this. Like, when this leader gets banned, I'm going back to playing Kid Gohan Icarus, And I'm probably going to play this super combo and not Zamasu anymore because Zamasu is really good, but now we have power of a Super Saiyan, and just being able to keep the draws up and then having hit to arrival later, I think it works out well enough. So that's just my thoughts on that. Of course, we're playing 4 Violent Rush Bojack. We're arriving it with 4 hit rapid movement. Yeah, I was actually a little hesitant, a little scared of only these numbers to basically put this in play, but luckily, you know, whatever I had to thank, like, I never had to like pay 1 to combo blue yellow to put him in play. I always had the hit, and I always had the Bojack, and I always had the blue yellow charge, so it was always working out, which again makes me confident to play Gohan Icarus when this leader gets banned, because this leader needs to go. But
come on.
Anyways, all right, for the rest of the blue yellow, we are playing 1 Sterling Hop just for the option of bringing it out off of United Assemble, but who cares with this card? This new card, Zamasu Eliminator, I was luckily able to get it for from the Mass Regional, so I played it today, and I'll be honest, didn't use the counterplay once, but if I did play against Red or Blue Baby, this would have been the stones. Like, stopping their units from coming down literally skips their turn in a lot of senses. So that was really clutch for that. Plus being a sort of check land when I charge a blue yellow was really nice. It came up for that today. But yeah, the counterplay would have been nice if I came across those matchups. I just did not, unfortunately, or I guess maybe fortunately. For the 1-ofs in the deck, 1 Mecha, Robotic Riposte. I wanted to side another one, but we're not. The one did come in clutch, believe it or not, so it's kind of nice actually. You can save some money. In this version, I think you only need 1, that's really it. 1 Cooler for when you need it, 1 Champa, 1 Supreme Kai. The most broken thing about this card in this deck is being a 40k attacker for 1 energy. It's not the board wipe, believe it or not. This is a very aggro version of Mecha. 1 Seeker ID and 1 Fighting Against Fates. Slight change from Jordan's list. I did go for a 1-1 split, and Seeker ID was absolutely clutch in the Vegex matchup. I wiped, by playing this, I wiped 1-drop Kai, 1-drop Kai, 1-drop Kai, BMS, and Vegeta True Fighting Spirits, and you know, I 5-for-1 my opponent, won the game. So we'll go over to the side deck. We've got 2 Flying Nimbus, so this is against decks that I thought would bring in Koitsukai, particularly Vegex, because Robotic Riposte is not consistent enough, like not reliable in that scenario. And Nimbus was good. I played against Vegex, and Nimbus did most likely, you know, win me that game. We played 3 Released from Evil. Okay, so I knew going to Mass, and I thought today, but really wasn't any today, I did not want to lose to Reboot Gohan. I would have been very, very tilted if I lost to Reboot Gohan. So 3 Released from Evil, but it's got other applications as well. Like, it's actually good against Vegex by stopping their units from dual attacking you. And then it's also decent against Dark Broly, because Dark Broly will attack with their unawakened leader before they awaken, so you can actually cheese them with this card and prevent their awaken, which slows them down incredibly, which is really nice. Then we have 2 Tyrannical Blow. Number 1 thing this is for is other floodgates, just like Cold Bloodlust, Topos, Poutines against Meki, Blue Baby with Gohan Baby's minion, stuff like that. If I play against Evoker, it'd be nice against, you know, Rival Seeker, but luckily that didn't come up. I hate playing against Evoker, but that was fine. 3 Coit. I bumped this from 2 to 3 going into today because I played against Scott yesterday and did not draw Coit when I needed it. He was on King Piccolo, so didn't come into a matchup where I actually needed this. So I'd probably still side it. I think it's still correct for the mirror match for red, stuff like that, but was not necessary. We are playing 1 Gohan Changing History. You might think that's a little weird, but we are also siding 2 Planet Vegetas. The 2 planets came in all day today, where in matchups that I needed to awaken. Like I said, I played against Cell Surge, I played against a Golden Frieza, and both those decks are stalling my life. So I brought these in to awaken aggressively, and this is 1 search target if I were up against Blue Baby, which didn't really come up. But in matchups where Annihilation and Raider's Warcry are more important, you can bring this in and boost the consistency of your deck, which is awesome. And then for the last side deck card, we are playing 2 Vegeta Unison of Fury. And you guys know me from Gohan Icarus. I bring this in to kill people. Didn't play against Dark Broly, which the -1 would have been useful against, but I brought this in to tap people's energy down and double strike them, and it was nuts. So that's the deck overall, guys. I really do think this is the best version of Mecha. How much longer we'll be able to play it? Probably till set 14 if we're lucky. Again, this leader probably needs to go. But as for shoutouts, I do want to get some shoutouts really quick. Shout out Scott for, again, taking the video. I really do appreciate it. Shout out the team, MRG, for you know, hooking me up with the deck, essentially, testing with me. All my teammates there are like family. I love those guys.
I love those guys too.
Shout out to you guys, the community, because I really appreciate, you know, everyone that comes to me and says that they like the channel, that they get assistance from it, they get help from it. It makes me really happy that I do what I do. And thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I'll see you guys next time.